if you're not able to get a hold of the other one, please let us know. And, it's our goal to make sure it's a positive experience from both sides. So we're here to help. Thank you. Okay. Well,
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear Jeff?
Coming in loud and clear.
Hi, Kim. Hi,
Hello.
Rhonda.
Good morning.
Yes. Rhonda, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Great.
We're still at the beach.
Yes, always jealous of that. Hey, James, Ashley's actually in Flaming Gorge right now. She's up at the lake.
Fun.
It's like you're hiding in a closet right now, though.
It's air
I know,
conditioned.
I'm in the camper. You see out? No, you can't see anything out there.
It looks bright.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm looking at the lake on the other side.
Sweet. Everybody have a good weekend?
Good. Yeah.
Awesome.
2 thumbs up. Looks like you had a good weekend.
Yeah, fun. Good weekend. They're all good. I got no
They're all
complaints.
good.
Hey, Kaylee.
Hi, I've never been on these Monday things.
Hi.
Haley.
Welcome.
What are they? I'm so excited.
Well, hopefully we get a few more people jumping on. We'll wait just a second. There's Shayna and Rachel logging in. We got Dawn in the office here.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
You're saying hi, I can't see anything.
I know, I don't have it up there, sorry. Ashley actually made me some slides for today.
Thanks, Ashley. You're the best.
So let me actually. Cool. We have a cover slide. Thanks, Ash. Hey, we're going to go through some things today. Eric's got a couple things planned. Want to kind of start with this. I was thinking about this a lot, how great EXP is really, and all the things that they keep launching and all the things that they offer. And when I read this quote, I think I might have even shared it before, but I mean, really, there's so many new things at EXP we don't even know about them. All of them, they're launching so fast. And so it just made me contemplate those people that aren't EXP, maybe they heard about it 4 years ago or even a year ago, and they've made some assumptions that, oh, that's really not for me. They don't have X or whatever. We might want to revisit some of those people if we've talked to them in the past and kind of update them. I know Eric's doing that. Eric's really concentrating on going over all of the things available with EXP to do more transactions. Some of us here really love the ownership and the rev share, but that's kind of not all there is, right? There's so many great things on here. So taking somebody with us along the journey, it makes it more fun. You guys, right? We all get to collaborate together. I love it when you guys call me about a transaction you're working on and you know that that's a resource, and we just like have this little family that we're going through this together with. So I want to see it expand. Ashley, I'm going to actually ask you to tell this story real briefly. You added this slide in here and it's kind of relevant to what I was just talking about kind of going on this journey with other people.
Yeah, so I was listening to Mel Robbins' podcast, and there was a story on there talking about fireflies and how when they're trying to attract a mate, they light up. And there are 2 different separate areas that they tested. In one area, the fireflies would light up separately, and they had a 20% success rate of finding a mate. And then within a different area, all the fireflies would light up all at the same time. And the success rate changed to 80% in that case. And so as I was listening to that, I just was thinking about our team and about when we're working, collaboratively, that we're way stronger than when we're all working separately. And so I just wanted to share that story. I just thought it was really cool, and it totally is applicable to our team.
That's awesome. Anybody have any comments on that?
I love it. I think it's a perfect story for us.
Working, Dawn. We tried to include you there.
I agree too. I've noticed since we've been here for 4 years, now when everybody's together and everyone's fired up and they're excited and they're thinking in an abundance mentality, that we all do so much better than we start separating and people aren't talking or collaborating, but we're in this together. It's a crazy industry. What industry can go so up and down in the matter of a year and have so many things change, where if you aren't in it, then you're not seeing the changes. Sometimes I have agents reach out to me that aren't with us, and they'll be asking me about an offer or something. And I'm like, well, it's really changed. Like, we aren't in a huge multiple offer situation. Well, I don't want to lose the deal. And I just think that us working together is just so much better than being separate.
I really love it.
Jeff, I'll jump in on that as well.
Yeah.
I've been in the industry 20 years as a realtor, and I never really thought about it till I moved to EXP, but it was just kind of the norm that you're alone, right? You're in a brokerage with different agents, but you're really on your own, and you don't have a ton of collaboration with other agents because you're kind of competition in that same area a lot of times. And when I came over to EXP and saw the collaboration of all the agents around the country and around the world, and then on our team, then I really actually started to notice what was missing before when I hadn't previous. And the reason I bring that up is because I went through 2008, 2009, 2010, and it was pretty brutal. And I was thinking last night, I wonder how things might have been different if I wouldn't have felt so alone. Like, if I would have had like our team here, hey, let's collaborate, let's work together. What are we doing that's working? How do we get through a slower time? And who knows what the market's going to do over the next year, but it's not what it was a year or two ago, as far as how simple it was to get transactions. So I'm grateful that we have the collaboration that we do, and we can just call each other up and say, hey, how's this working for you? What are you doing different? I got a transaction I'm working on, and it's just, the collaboration is huge. I love that.
Yeah, we often hear when people talk about EXP that it's hard to explain from the inside, and it's definitely hard to see from the outside, right? Those of us that have been to events and those that are taking advantage of what Eric just was talking about, that collaboration, kind of knows what I'm talking about, right? Because we didn't have that before. And Stacy, as a new agent, you don't really have that comparison, but enough to from hearing from us that it didn't really exist in our previous brokerages and stuff. So how fortunate are those that start their business here? And Eric, one of the things I mentioned was all the things that EXP has to offer that some of us aren't even really aware of. And one of those things is Bundle Select. Do you want to speak on that for a sec?
Yeah, for sure. So this is something that's one of the many, many things that EXP is adding to helping out their agents and giving us an opportunity. So Bundle Select was discussed a few months ago, and it's just really being released right now. And it's an opportunity for it's really a program for business owners and businesses to give a benefits package to their employees, and it's free of charge to the employee, free of charge for the employer, and it's something that is exclusive to EXP. So what an incredible way to increase your SOI and your business by being able to basically bring on an entire company or HR department and have all of those employees opened up to you as part of your business, plus the referrals that come from, those new connections. So this is really just being released right now. And I know that if you're reading this from Dawn, this is on Workplace as well, that it's been a little bit slower than the release has been slower. It's because they've been working on rebranding it as EXP Bundle Select and not Bundle Select. So it is truly a 100% exclusive opportunity just for EXP agents only. So it's incredible.
Yeah, and the fact that it's free to the employer and free to the employee, no cost to the employee to use the service, but then those that participate, title, lending, and us as realtors offer a referral feedback, right? Or kind of like help them save. I think they say average of 25% on a transaction across the board. Is that right, Eric?
Yeah, 25% of basically, if you take a total commission, whether it's buyer, listing, or both, and whatever that 20 to 25% commission is, that's about what the buyer or the seller is going to receive back at closing, in closing costs and assistance from that group of agents, title, and lender. So it's a tremendous value. It's really an unfair advantage for us to go in and help out these potential buyers and sellers. And when you think about what businesses are doing right now to try to keep employees happy and offer benefits, they spend so much money, thousands and thousands of dollars on one employee for benefits to keep them from leaving. If they're good employees, they want to retain those employees. So this is something that doesn't cost them anything, and it's a benefit that they can offer their employees, and they don't even have to share that it's free. They could just say, hey, look, we just added a new benefit that's going to save you on one of your biggest purchases, if not your biggest purchase, anytime moving forward, just because you work here and we have this arrangement and alignment. And I know Bundle Select already has agreements with Adobe, Salesforce, Visa, some large companies that we can say, hey, we already have these companies working with us. And we can have, anyone, it can be as little as 5 employees too. It can be any size business.
What I really like about it is the leverage factor, because we all love referrals, right? And we're happily paying 25% on average as a referral fee when somebody just says, here's my client, will you take care of them, please?
Yeah.
Those are usually really, really good transactions, and they come with that pre-edification that, hey, I want to work with you because so-and-so sent me to you. Same type of thing with an employer. Imagine if they have 200, 300, 500 employees that, maybe even 20% of them or 10% of them use that service, and those all run through you. It's just amazing because none of us have a client or an SOI that's putting us in front of 500 people. Right? Or however many employees they have.
Right. Jeff and I were talking about this last night, how it's really hard to identify an account for every transaction and what it costs for you to get lead acquisition. But every single transaction you close has you have advertising that's accounted for it. So whether you are paying leads up front and you're buying leads and you're converting them, there's a cost. Or if it's a referral, there's a cost. Or even the marketing you do to your SOI, all the spend that you send out to keep in touch with them, all the systems that we use that there's a cost to every referral. So this is just this is another way to make some really basically free advertisement. And then once you have the closing, you pay that referral, and it's helping out a buyer or a seller, and you're going to be the hero. So it's pretty fun. I love it.
Yeah. And we're actually adding slides to our EXP overview presentation to really kind of focus and point attention to these types of things, because these are all this is one of many, we don't have time to go over all of them today, but this is one of many exclusive things that EXP offers that somebody coming over here could really create a book of business by plugging into the relocation program, the REO program, the bundle select, and all these different things. My link, my lead. There's so many of them that we're going to actually spend an upfront portion of the time when we're talking about EXP about how great it is to do more business when you're here at EXP. And on that note, Eric and I have decided to have a regular reoccurring date and time that you guys can invite to on Zoom or in person here at the office. And that's going to be the first Wednesday of every month. We're going to take our normal training slot that we're hopefully all, you already know that every Wednesday at 11 o'clock, we've got a training of some sort. Well, we're going to steal that first Wednesday of the month for EXP overviews. So you could get together with somebody, and watch it together on Zoom. If you're not here local, that would be really cool so that you're with them afterwards for conversation. Those of you that come into the office know how great that is, and the networking and collaboration that goes on after the presentation, right? So I would encourage that, if you're, whatever you can, just count on the first Wednesday of every month, starting in September. I think that's the 6th. September 6th, and it'll be on the training page too, on our training link. How we've got a couple months worth of upcoming trainings on there for you to pre-register, and just you'll get reminders for it. But if you see something coming up a month from now, it's like, oh, I want to make sure I don't miss that one. You can now register further in advance for those. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. And Eric, I don't know if you have any update from your guy, but let's move on and talk about realty.com.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'm really excited about this as well. Kind of just the same topic we were just talking about is what EXP is doing to give us an advantage as a brokerage to find more transactions. And we talk about it all the time. We have so many great things with EXP, with our stock ownership and revenue share. But there's one message that even when the market was cranking, the message has always been the same from corporate and Glenn Sanford. We are a real estate brokerage first. We sell real estate, and we are selling more real estate than other brokerages, and a lot of times with less agents. So top agents come to EXP to sell more real estate. So I've had the privilege of working with Chris Gibson over the past probably month and a half, and he's with realty.com, and he's actually on the call with us today. And so what I wanted to share is I wanted to find out how this arrangement that Glenn Sanford EXP made with realty.com works, because it's a discounted lead generator for us as agents. So I called Chris, found out a little bit more, and Glenn kind of said it's about 33% discount on purchasing leads. I've actually found it to be more than that. And I've already started the process and getting started with realty.com and Chris. So I'm going to let Chris jump on. He's here on the call. I'm not sure if you need to, you probably want to share your screen possibly, but Chris, thanks for being on with us and being our special guest.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Thanks for having me. It usually works a little smoother if I can do a screen share and I can kind of show you guys the website a little bit and show you what the branding opportunity looks like. And we'll go into it a little bit.
Absolutely. Go ahead and take it. I enabled it.
Awesome. So we are a national MLS portal, guys, actually search portal. So what we do is we get IDX feeds from all the MLSs around the country. We're similar to like a Zillow or a Redfin, those kind of guys, but we're pretty new. So we get an IDX feed from all the agents or from all the MLSs around the country. And we take every listing in each city from that MLS, and we only brand it to one agent or one team. So that's kind of where we set ourselves apart from these other big guys is we don't divide it by percentages or by zip codes or north, south, east, and west. You buy your entire city. We're going to brand you or your agency to that entire city and help you work on your branding and building your image in that city as we continue to grow. So couple things I like to touch on first and foremost is we do drive our own traffic to realty.com. So that's what's a little bit different than your own IDX site is we're driving traffic to realty.com on a national level. So we do some social media posts, Facebook, Instagram stuff that drives people to realty.com. We have 30 million pages already indexed on Google and Bing, and we're growing over 1,000% a month in that area. So from there, we once we actually start your partnership in whichever city, then we turn on some ad spend with Google Ads and Google PPC, and we are going to generate some traffic clicking into realty.com that way also. So a couple different ways there. And then on top of all that, let me go ahead and do my screen share real quick. Can you guys see that all right?
Looks great.
All right, cool. So pulled up Houston, Texas as an option, or the first example. That's actually where we're from. That's where our main office is at. So Trisha currently has the entire Houston, Texas market. So kind of like I'm telling you, that's 8,589 listings that we're pulling for Houston, Texas proper. Trisha Turner team is the only branded team for every listing in that market. So any of these listings that you go to, even though she's not the listing agent, she's the only face, name, and phone number that you see. So once we drive people to the website and they're in here clicking around, we generate leads a few different ways. If they want to email our exclusive agent about one of these listings, we collect name, email address, and phone number. If you want to set up a showing, they'll send you kind of a little time block here of when they're wanting to go see it. We generate the lead information and send that to you guys. Let's see here. Also, if you want to have a lender on board, we bring some leads in that way as well. If on down on the listing, if they want to talk to your lender, if they want to email them exclusively, or even if they want to start a pre-approval, we're going to collect that lead information. We're going to send that lead to your CRM as soon as they send it. And that way you guys can reach out, walk them through your pre-approval process. So we do fully integrate with KV Core, Follow Up Boss, Chime, most of those big guys. So we will send all the lead information we collect within seconds of them registering. And if it's one of those bigger sites, we do update you as they change homes and look around inside your city. So let's see here. Next thing I like to touch on is we do have we've got an actual in-house ISA team at realty.com. So this is not an outsourced foreign call center. These people we actually hire, train, and manage all within realty.com for the most part here in Texas, but there's a few spread out over the states. So these people are going to reach out. They are not your speed to lead forefront. So we still look to our partnered agents to pick up the phone and dial these leads as soon as they come through. We do find that's the best way to optimize the conversion, is trying to make that connection as soon as they do put the lead info in, because a lot of times maybe they're still in front of the computer and still kind of open to have that conversation. So anyways, you guys are our speed to lead forefront. After that, the ISA team is going to pick up these leads and start helping you guys call through them. What they do is they try to qualify them in a few different ways. They want to find out, first of all, if they're working exclusively with another agent. Second, do they have a valid social? Do they have a full-time job or steady employment? What type of property are they looking for? So they do ask them some qualifying questions to see if they're ready to come over to you guys as a warm transfer. And at that point, we'll actually call you on a dedicated line, fill you in on the details, and drop that lead right in your lap. So that's definitely going to take some weight off the shoulders of you guys for your nurturing process, in that we are going to help you continue to call through these leads until they give us some way to go. Either, hey, I've already bought something. Hey, I've already signed exclusively with another agent, or, hey, I didn't even mean to be on your website. Stop calling me. But we're going to have some kind of conversation trying to figure out a way to go for them, or we're going to keep calling. So.
Hey, Chris, before you move on from the ISAs, can I ask a question about that?
Yes, sir.
So speaking to what you were just talking about, how the agent should really be the speed to lead, make that phone call and whatnot. Does the ISA have, is there any portal that talks with the agents to say, hey, I've already made contact with them? When the ISA is calling, or they say, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Tricia Turner. How does that ISA process work if the agent and the ISA is making the phone call, so it doesn't seem confusing for the consumer?
Yeah, so we don't have any way to know if you guys have already talked to them. So we're pretty smooth about not making it a big deal. If you guys have already had that conversation, great. We'll make a note in the list and quit calling you. But if we've already had a conversation with them, we're going to send you, if it's been a substantial conversation, or if they've told us they don't want to buy anything or whatever, we're going to put some notes in there and send that over to you guys in the portal.
Perfect.
Hey, Chris, what's the average turnaround time for the ISA? So I know agent speed to dial, of course, but when does the ISA usually make that first contact when a lead comes in?
It's anywhere from 10 to 24 hours. So it's going to depend on at what time of the day the lead comes in and what the time zone is. And I mean, there's a few different things that factor into that. But usually within about 10 to 20 hours is a pretty good ideal. And so we don't do any texting or emailing, by the way. So that's going to be drip campaign, smart plan, stuff like that's going to be all on you guys as the partnered agent, because we do find that getting too many texts or emails does get a little annoying to the clients. But at the same time, even if we ring them 100 times, if they don't answer, they don't know it's us that's been ringing them. It's a different number most of the time. So that's how we kind of keep that annoyance factor out of there a little bit. But yeah, speed to lead and also the email and text drip campaigns are going to be the responsibility of the partnered agents. So last thing I really like to hit on is that we do provide free coaching and training for all of our different partners and all of our different lead types that we have coming in. So anytime you guys are needing some help with like scripts or nurturing processes or how to handle a different lead that's coming in that maybe you're kind of new to that scenario, we do provide. We got actually 5 coaches. We got 5 coaches currently, and we're hiring 2 more as we speak. Let's see. Here's a couple of them. So these 2 they've been with us the longest, but this guy, Chris Craddock, is really good at cash lead, these cash offer lead conversions. I need to actually go back and touch on that. I didn't even mention that yet. So Neka Jenkins, she's more of a phone conversion specialist. She's what I call a phone ninja. She's really good at the scripts and the processes to keep these people engaged. Because not all these leads that come in are going to be ready to buy something in 30 days. I mean, people are going to start looking on the website. You might be the first agent that they're talking to. There's going to be some nurturing involved, and there's going to be some showings and some questions to be answered. So that's what we want to help you guys make sure that you know how to do well. Because a lot of times people, they make that first phone call, they don't make a connection, and then they kind of put it on the back burner, and they're like, oh, those people didn't really want to talk. So but you can't work the internet lead generation process like that, because a lot of these people just aren't ready to talk. Sometimes they're just wanting to look, and you still have to continually to call them to engage them. So we find actually on average it takes anywhere from 10 plus calls to get that first engagement for most internet leads, unless they come in as a warm transfer. So I'm actually going to email you over a little more information about that you can pass around to the team, so they can see the kind of numbers for conversion and how many attempts that we find that it takes to really reach out and make good connections with these people. And so it's a little more reassuring for internet lead people that are new to the game, and they're like, well, I've been calling these leads all day and nobody's answered the phone. Well, if they're new leads that just come in, they may not be ready to have that conversation yet. So you've got to keep making attempts over and over again. And that's crucial in this whole process.
Hey, Chris, question on that. You mentioned that realty.com doesn't send out texts or emails, but you do help with the integration with KV Core and Chime that we already have. So those leads go into the KV Core. So if you have that that autoresponder set up, it's basically that lead is getting contacts. It's just from us on the auto
Absolutely.
part. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yeah, for the most part, people that already have this kind of leads coming in like this, ours are going to fall in with your similar drip campaigns or smart plans. As they come in, we'll label them realty.com buyer or seller. That way it'll fall in line with the way your other funnels go. But like I said, back to the crucial part is you picking up the phone, making that first call. I wanted to touch on those cash seller leads. So generally we do provide buyers and sellers across the partnership. So generally about 80% of the leads are buyers and about 20% are sellers across the nation. One way that we bring a pretty good handful of sellers to the partnership is with the cash offer programs. Some of you guys are probably already express offer certified. If you're not, that is the way that we recommend first and foremost. But if you're not express offer certified, there's other resources we can point you in that direction when the time comes. But what that looks like is people that are thinking about listing their house in the next couple of months to maybe year or so. And they're like, if I could get the right cash offer on my house right now, I'd go ahead and sell it or move or whatever. So this banner right here, ready to sell, get your cash offer today. It's at the top of almost all of our web pages. And so if somebody wants to click on that, I want to sell my home. Are you working with an agent? What is your timeline? And then it does validate the property address. So we make sure that you don't have any junk addresses coming through. Once the address is validated, they're going to enter their lead information again, and that's going to come over to your CRM as a realty.com cash offer seller. And, if you guys are express offer certified, you probably know what that process looks like. Hey, I'm the investment specialist in the area. I see you're looking for a cash offer on your home. Great news. I've got a few parties that are interested in putting a number on that. When's a good time I could come out, ask you some questions, take a few pictures. And then I can generate that cash offer within about 24 to 48 hours. And so you set up that conversation. It's usually a pretty easy transition into going out, meeting them, establishing yourself as the expert in the area. And then once you generate that cash offer, hopefully you can segue into trying to obtain that listing if they don't want the cash offer. So we've had a lot of luck across the country with that. If you guys aren't already using that process, I've used it myself here in Houston and been real successful with it. So definitely a good avenue to look down, and some other ways that we're going to bring leads to the table for you guys. And one of those coaches that I'd mentioned, he's actually the cash offer specialist for us. He's been working these leads since 2018 and has some great processes and scripts in place that we provide to our partners. So once again, that never costs you guys anything. Just let us know, let the onboarding team know what you need help with, and we'll set up training for it.
That's great, Chris. I didn't know that. I didn't know the express offer connection. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, man, that's what we see the best way to go if you have that option. But there's always an offer pad or Zoodealio, a few other websites I can refer you guys to if you need help with that. And some people have their own investors that they really want to put a number on it first and foremost. So important thing is that we're getting those opportunities to you guys. And really, kind of giving you first swing at these people to generate that cash offer before they even talk to their supposed, friend who's an agent or their cousin who's an agent. So yeah, guys, that's what we do. I'm definitely open to field any questions and see what you guys think. Any feedback or?
So Chris, on I know it varies by city, but what are you seeing? Maybe it's per capita or whatever. What kind of ratio of leads are you seeing coming through your marketing efforts that are driving people to realty.com that then are farmed out to the agents? Do you have a number?
Yeah. So it's definitely different for each city. So I would just have to pull up some city options that you guys might be interested in, and I can tell you what the forecast looks like. We kind of give you a window of leads of how many we think we're going to generate and then how many we're actually going to guarantee. And so there is no ceiling also to how many leads that we provide you. So once again, being the exclusive agent or the exclusive team for that city, we tell you, you get the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you get every single thing we generate shot right to your CRM for you to sift through and try to make out of it what you can. Stacy, did you have a question?
I was just curious if you might want to demonstrate with one of our towns up here that is not claimed.
Yeah, which one do you guys want to look at?
Sequim, Washington. It's SEQUIM. Yep.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like if the city's not taken. Jeffrey Jonas is one of our placeholders. So for us to get some of these cities built out and know how many listings are available and get the MLS feed, we do have a couple of national brokers that we utilize until we set up our partnership there. So this is what it looks like. Let me move this. 150 listings is what we're pulling from the IDX. Most of the time we only pull the main the main MLS for each city, unless you guys specifically request otherwise, or unless we're just kind of got that area surrounded and we know that there's multiple that we need to be invested in. So, but yeah, this is what it looks like built out before anybody's actually partnered. So if you see Jeffrey Jonas or realty.com as that brokerage, then it's probably available if you guys are kind of looking around for availability later. And I'm going to also send you a couple of follow-up emails that has my contact information on there. So feel free to shoot me a text or an email about availability or pricing if you want, after whenever, or just general questions. Stacy, did you kind of see what you were wanting to see there? Did you want me to pull up any more? Do you want to know kind of let's talk about the numbers on Sequim here while we got it pulled up.
Sure. And we do have 2 MLSs here, and one of them's pretty localized. So I don't know how easy it is to set that up to pull from 2. It's been challenging with KV Core to get that set up correctly.
What's the challenge? Is it, I mean, just their like specifics about the way things have to be listed, or?
No, it was getting the right papers and getting the MLS to communicate with KV Core to just get the feed set up initially.
Right. And sometimes on the first go around, it is a little time consuming. So real quick, while we're talking about that, we won't actually charge you for that period. So getting onboarded with us, what it looks like is we take, this is a month-to-month partnership fee. And we don't charge anything on referral or commission. So you keep everything you sell. It is a minimum 6-month commitment, but we do charge only month to month. So when you're ready to mark your city sold and start your onboarding, we take your first monthly payment as a deposit. It usually takes 2 to 4 weeks to start the onboarding and integration process. So that'll be like you guys fill out the questionnaire. We get all the stuff, the IDX feed, like you're talking about for that other MLS. Once you're live on the website and we're ready to feed leads to your CRM, we consider you live. We apply that deposit to your first next 30 days. So we don't take another payment until 30 days after you're live. Okay, so Sequim, that just to give you guys an idea of kind of what the partnership looks like is normally that partnership is $1,680 a month. EXP has bought you guys down to $830 a month. So that's how big of a discount you're getting on that particular city. Your lead volume is going to be somewhere between 11 to 22, maybe more, but 11 to 22 is a good range for us. So we guarantee you 11. That guaranteed number is usually based off about half of what we feel like we're going to deliver. So that's how we come up with that window. If we don't hit the 11, you get a prorated credit on your next bill. But like I said, you're probably going to get closer to that 22 mark. And then eventually someday, once we're up and running 100% full visibility, that same market's probably going to do somewhere closer to 35 leads a month. We just don't feel like we're that visible yet.
Chris, I thought I'd jump in real quick too. So you said, did you say 830? Is that what it was? The amount?
Yes, sir. 830 for the EXP partners. That's what y'all's discounted price is.
So that's what I found too, is it was about a half disc. It was half of what any other brokerage would pay for the advertisement through realty.com. And one other great piece to that is you can set it up with realty.com and Chris to have it be 50-50 with a lender. So that would actually be $415 if you split that with a lender that you like to work with. They can have their own, branding on the links as well. They can help you, vet those potential buyers, and they also have access to the CRM so they can see the leads. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, 100%. We can integrate with their CRM also, or I didn't mention this because you guys all have KV Core. But like for lenders, if we need to, we can actually get them a free CRM through Chime. That way, if they don't have a CRM, we can shoot them the leads that way. Or some lenders just prefer to be emailed as they come in, but we'll send them simultaneously to you guys. And like he said, it creates a little more visibility on each page to show that you do have a lender kind of waiting for applications to come through also, because you can see here, it just features the agent in the forefront without the lender. And then so you just kind of got a box of payments down here. But then if you go to one with a lender, you get the lender listed on here. And then when you're down here talking about payments, you got Jeremy Pronto to contact and email. And so, yeah, and split the cost, like you said, more importantly.
And every city is different on the cost just based on how many leads you're anticipating or guaranteed. So I picked up American Fork, and I think it was $300 total that I'm splitting with my lender. So it was $150 each for American Fork. And it had less leads than Squim, obviously, because it was less, less expensive because there's less leads guaranteed. But that's just for those of you in Utah to get kind of a parameter of, I don't know how big Squim is. Probably know how big American Fork is. So that was kind of the price range comparison that might help you guys out.
Hey, Chris, on that, you had mentioned that like in some areas you really haven't created a presence yet or as much visibility through your marketing that could grow over time, more visibility. What happens to the agent that owns, let's say American Fork? As that
so
continues to
Eric's
grow,
locked in. Eric's locked into American Fork for the first 6 months, and he has right of first refusal at the end of that. So and we're not going to increase pricing more than 15% per contract period. So that's 15% every 6 months at the most, and we haven't even done that yet. So but yes, as we grow, as we continue to be more visible, I mean, I've got some cities that, we're doing like 10 to 20 leads that eventually those cities are going to do over 100. Those people are buying in at basement or entry level at that 300 a month. And that's where they're going to be locked in as we continue to grow. I mean, with the exception of the 15% increase if we need to. So,
and that 15% increase would probably be due to the fact that, hey, our leads have doubled or tripled. So we're going to charge.
Yeah, the volume, I'm sure, is going to have something to do with that. Just as, obviously prices increase over time. But from what I've been hearing about how much the other big boys are charging for leads, where that 15% increase is a drop in a bucket. So they said the Zillow leads in DC the other day were $500 to $1,000 a pop.
That's crazy. Well, I can totally see the ROI value on that. I mean, if during a whole annual period you closed one transaction, you're probably cash positive.
Right. So, but what we're doing is we're trying to bring those same opportunities to the table by letting you be the exclusive partner. And obviously you're going to have to sift through these leads and find out which one of those opportunities are the hot ones, like the Zillow ones. But we are going to be bringing the good, the bad, and the ugly to the partnership for you, and they are exclusively yours, and you can manage them, work them, refer them out however you want to.
If somebody's city's already taken, is there like a wait list in case that person doesn't re-up?
Yes, I do. We do have a wait list for whatever cities are currently taken. We've only been available to the public for a year. So like when I first started it's been about a year now. Nobody was wanting to have this conversation. Nobody had heard of us. It was like, pulling teeth to get somebody on the phone. Now you have a conversation, people are mad that their city's gone. And I'm like, bro, I've been calling you for how long? So there's some good availability up north. Most of our more like Florida is very saturated, California is very saturated, Texas is very saturated, but there's a lot of good opportunities to grow the further up north it goes, because we're just kind of getting into that market pretty heavily right now. And obviously we're going to continue to evolve. We're going to continue to get better with our social media drive, with our Google search, all that stuff. This company was made from a bunch of guys who are web engineers who turned into real estate people. So, the actual, this whole website is all built in-house and all self-contained. So, all the way down to the ISA team, like I mentioned.
Chris, I think we've got agents on here from Oregon, Washington, and Utah. I don't know if there's any others, any other states on here, Jeff, but we can't go through every city, obviously, on here. Can I share your contact information, or do you want to put that in the chat?
Yeah, I'd love to, man.
Back on a city.
Yeah, I'll put my email in the chat here.
Perfect.
And if you want, do you still have that first email I sent you, that intro email? Or I'll just resend it right quick. I got you. I'll just resend you that intro email. If you can pass that around to them, that's pretty effective in covering everything.
Perfect.
Let me see. I'm not a Zoom guy. I got to find the comments here. Here we go.
They disappear on you, even if you're on Zoom all the time.
Always changing it up.
Hey, Chris,
Yes, sir.
so just so I'm clear, we can get on your website, do a search for like whatever zip code or city, and then it can tell us what's available and the cost of that particular zip code or city.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it by zip code or by city?
No, it's the full US city proper.
Okay. All right,
I do have another demo in 12 minutes here.
all right.
But I could definitely shoot some pricing, or I can field some more questions. Stacey, did you have some more questions? Or your hand's just tired from holding it up this whole time?
Oh, no, baby, I got questions.
All right, what you got?
Well, I was just curious. You answered one of them, though. You can manage those leads or you can refer them out to your business partners. So that's great. Can you purchase cities outside of your service area or your state?
Yes, as long as you have a license in that state and I can get the IDX feed in your name, then
Okay.
yes. We do ask that people are working these leads. Like we got one agent that we just found out they're not working anything under $600,000 pre-approvals, and that's just not going to work. So, that's a tough conversation we're going to have, but they've turned away a couple people and we're like, we don't want to look like our agents aren't doing any good for our people. So anyways, we do ask that if you buy a city, you're working it, but we don't require you to report metrics to us or anything like that either. So as long as you're licensed in that state and you can fill the leads as they come in, then you should be good.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And to answer the question about conversion rate, we're comfortable telling our prospective partners 4 to 5%, just going into the relationship, and then you're going to love us from there. So, but you do got to give it 6 months to roll. You're not gonna, if you don't close something in the first 30 days, you can't cave on me and get, be like, well, I didn't close nothing this month. I can't pay my bill next month. That's why we have 6 month commitments is because we want to make sure you're dialed in and you know it's going to take 6 months to get this thing going, where your return is going.
So I think the first step would be kind of pick your cities that you're interested in, establish your, your budget. And then if you have a lender that you can work with, have that discussion with them, because then you can really set yourself up for success right from the beginning. So, what your total cost is going to be and dive in and go for it. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love the fact that I own realty.com American Fork. That's pretty cool.
It is. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's cool. And that's, like I said, that's how I got on board doing this in the first place. Is I got to be an agent here. I was working some leads. I saw how effective this thing was. It's not the greatest. It's not every lead that you get is not a Zillow warm transfer. That's not what you got to, that's not what you can go into this expecting. So you got to go into this expecting you're going to get some good leads out of it. You're probably going to have to wade through some shitty ones, and it just is what it is. So, but yeah, you get some good leads coming in that are yours, and you don't have a whole bunch of other agents contacting them on the round robin that they got them going on. You can feel pretty good about that. So yes, you can't have more than one city. And I recommend like people start in their hometown, like whatever your home city is, because like I said, these people are early in the process sometimes, and there's going to be some running around involved, or you're not going to be able to keep them engaged. So that's crucial also. If you don't keep them engaged, they'll go find another agent that will.
So Chris, I know you got to go, but one last question I've got is so the agents that are interested in finding out that if their area is available will go on here, look at, and they see Jeff Jonas or whatever, they know it's available. Then they reach out to you though, right? To get EXP pricing. Yeah.
Or just, whatever, you can reach out to me anyways. This is what I do. So, I'm available all the time. You guys feel free to call me or shoot me a text, and I'll call you as soon as I'm available, and we can price 100 cities if you want to. I don't care. Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, no worries, guys. And I'm always available to field stupid questions or any questions, even if you feel like they're stupid. So, this is kind of new to some people. It's not your household name just yet. Even the Zillow, some people still don't know that Zillow leads are out there and they need to be worked in smaller areas. So we're growing a presence, and if you have questions about how it works and how we can help you build your business, that's what the conversation I want to have.
I can attest to Chris being very responsive too. He always gets back to me quickly. So thanks, Chris. And thanks for being on today. This was so much better for you to explain than for me to try to relay it. So
yeah, for sure, man. It's I love it. I'm excited about it. It's fun to talk about. And I love to help people make money. So yeah, it's been good to have you guys. Y'all all been a good crowd. So appreciate it. Okay, no more questions. All right, cool.
Thanks for your time, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey,
absolutely. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Go kill it this week.
Great info, huh?
Yeah, fantastic. Just another option, right? To there's so many things we can add with EXP. We can't do all of them, right? So pick the ones that you want to focus on and be an expert in it and get after it.
I think that's good advice.
Yeah, you can't do all of it. You can't do all of it. One thing he reminded me of too is how we have the express offers, that they actually work through express offers. I did not know that. That's pretty amazing. And I know Stacy just went to shareholders in May, and they offered a lot of certifications, like quick certifications for free just by being there. And I know they're doing that at EXPCon as well.
Mhm.
Was that one of them, express offers, Stacy?
No, but I think express offers you can do online. I think it's a 4-hour certification that you can do online through the Revenos training calendar, which there's a link to that usually under the Revenos tab.
Yeah.
And they'll list when they have the express offer certification. So you can really do that anytime. I think they do it once a month-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And just sign up, take it, then you're express offer certified and carry on. That's pretty cool.
I know they're probably going to do the relocation and the, the REO bank owned certification, which I don't have. But I would anticipate that that's going to be a more important certification to have in the future because we haven't had bank owns in a little while.
And Affinity.
Affinity is very good. It's just a lead generation tool, but you have to be certified through Revenos. So that's another certification that you can get at EXPCon. I love the relocation. I know Lynn and I have both done relocation closings from EXP, and they just, they're just leads that come in. We pay a referral on it, of course, but it's just like a regular referral fee from another agent. You're just happy to get a transaction that is offered and handed to you that's ready to go. So great certifications to get.
As a reminder, any of these programs that you were hearing about and you want more information on it, just go into EXP Workplace and just search in the bar, and it'll pull up these groups that like Revenos that Stacy's talking about, that will have information on how to get certified, when they have trainings on them, everything. Super easy to just search that topic, express offers or whatever, and get all the information you need.
Another really exciting thing about being with EXP is the amount of agents that there are across the world. And if you're watching Workplace, you're watching the referral groups, there are so many opportunities within this brokerage to get transactions. You just have to know where to look and to be on top of it. If you see, like I have, and I think Eric probably does too, because Michelle catches these really fast, is that I have, I get, I don't know what the word is. I get notified as soon as someone asks for a referral in Utah. Now, if I don't catch it fast enough, there's a bunch of people that do, but let's say I do, I call, I text, I email as fast as possible because I want to be the first one. And I've gotten them that way. I've missed them also. But there's just a ton of opportunity. You just have to know where to look for it.
They really are going with the first one too. I think you were telling me recently, Lynn, you like 4 minutes or 5 minutes after you got the notification when you finished up a phone call or something, you went and they had already picked some up.
I know that Shantae's done a couple in the Portland area that Michelle got on it really quick. So Michelle watches it and says, hey, is wherever Beaverton, is that close to anybody, in Oregon that we know? And she'll get right on it. And she's always looking for not just us, but everybody on the team, and she'll send them out. So we've had some closings just from, other agents helping other agents out.
No, it is great. It is great knowing that we have other people in areas, because that is also, if I see something, for Washington or Oregon or whatever, like I've reached out to Shantae in the past year several times too. And so I think the more of us that do help that way, I think it's good for our agents in those spots.
Yeah.
Nate, did you have a comment?
Yeah. I just wanted to go back onto the express offers you guys were talking about. So I'm certified through express offers. And you may not know this, you may know this, I don't know, but you do get leads from express offers as well. I've only ever had one because of my area, but if something comes up, they will reach out and offer you a lead for a referral.
That's awesome.
That's great.
So it is worth it to get certified, especially if you have a bigger area.
I'm not even certified for that one. It's like there's so many things you gotta pick what you're focusing on, but I am gonna get that one for sure now, especially with realty.com using that. So I need to be certified for that.
It's really super easy. The course is really streamlined.
And they're all free certifications to take. I think the EXP Luxury is the only one that they charge for at the moment.
So Jeff, we're already at 1 hour. I know we like to try to keep it about an hour, but we have a couple other things that we want to jump to and make sure we get included in today's meeting, right?
Yeah, let's go through it. Did I share my screen properly? Do you see the EXP?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. That's coming up. Looking forward to that. I wanted to mention one thing. They're offering a guest pass if you sign up for EXPCon for free, that you can invite somebody else. And if you're close enough like we are, that they could just drive, maybe you share a room or or get a couple of people to go and they can share a room. Makes it a lot more affordable than some of them. Yeah, the ticket price is kind of expensive, in my opinion, but being able to take somebody for free certainly adds additional value to that. So really consider going to this if you're not. You'll learn so much, your business will grow, you'll meet amazing people. I loved hanging out with you guys in San Antonio at the last Build conference. That's a big plus too, is getting together in person. That was a lot of fun.
It's the best. So I think Stacy knows the rules on that. So as far as the free pass, they need to be a licensed agent and not with EXP. Is that correct for the free pass? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. It has to be a licensed non-EXP agent.
Perfect.
So Rhonda's gonna have to figure out who she's bringing.
I love it.
No,
Well,
that's awesome.
that's even better. You want to bring somebody with you, as many as you can.
Well, and it is an EXP corporate event, but the training that's going to be there for any of your friends that are at any brokerage, whether they're looking to make a transition in their brokerage or not, is going to be such a huge value add, and you'll get credit for that relationship on boosting their business. So really consider doing that.
That's a great point, Jeff, because we have 4 major events throughout the year, 2 from EXP and then 2 for the agents, right? But the EXP Con is without a doubt the #1 for real estate production and training. Like, you could have an agent come from any brokerage that swears up and down they'll never come to EXP. They will get tremendous value for their business at EXP Con because they can fill up their all their training on just selling more real estate, and it'll be beneficial for them too. So keep that in mind when you're inviting people. It's about selling more real estate primarily.
For sure. And the next event I wanted to throw out here is the next Build event, which is actually in Cabo coming up in March. So that's something as well. This is more attraction driven. They do have education on getting business as well. Like we found out in San Antonio, they did a whole day just on getting more business. And then the rest of the time was spent on attraction, hearing from those people, how they're successful in building their teams, how they do their invites and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, guys, passive income is pretty cool. And sharing.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say what I really loved about the Build event this year was they realized what was really lacking from just the change in the market and what's been happening in Utah. We're actually doing, I believe, really good compared to some of the other places in the country, but everything was based on helping us become better. A lot of us don't realize, I mean, I believe quite a few of you on the call are very into this, but before we came over to EXP, we weren't into coaching. We didn't realize how much a coach and people that have done so much more than we have, or have the experience in coaching, you know, big producers or mindset or what have you. They went in a lot into that and how we can get better. And what I've noticed, and I've noticed this with many of us that are on our team, is that it's not just that we've become better agents, but we've become better parents, better grandparents, better spouses, and better in so many other habits and things in our lives, mindset and habits. Here we go. This is what we're all about, right?
Yeah. The great segue to our training this Wednesday in 2 days. Josh is an amazing guy. You really like him if you haven't met him in person, but he's going to do a 2-hour CE class in Utah at CE anyway. But you guys up there in Oregon, Washington, or this would be a great one to plug into. Something that we all need reminders of and new tools and things to draw upon. Mindset and habits. If you don't got the right mindset, everything else falls to shit. Right? I mean, if you can control that, your whole world seems to be better. So I'm really looking forward to this. I really like the personal development stuff because it does roll over into our business, and we become, like Lynn was saying, better professionals when we're better individuals. So.
Hey, Jeff, you probably don't have slides on it too, but the next 3 weeks you don't want to miss, because the 2 following weeks we have lead generation and managing your database and SOI, and the instructors are amazing because we've had, I know at least one of them before, and it is one where you just show up and take notes because it's fantastic. So the next 3 weeks are, yeah, must attend, in my opinion.
Awesome. I'm gonna go through these really quick because it's top of the hour. I want you guys to get about your day, but I'll post these. I'll actually post this recording and I'll post, because that was really good realty.com content. And I'll post these slides on here. Ashley's put together some good resources and information, but obviously we have our Team Limitless Facebook group. You'll find it in there. Reminders here with all the great things that our state broker has to offer. Her trainings are amazing. She does such a good job for us, and all her staff is just top notch. That's our schedule every Wednesday. She's put on here, we're going to start the live EXP overview the first week of every month. Then the following weeks will be the trainings as usual. We got, like Eric said, we've got some great people coming up. And then Eric, we need to talk about this, but we're going to start, Eric and I anyway, we're going to just get together on our own. And of course, then we're saying, well, hey, if we're getting together, let's invite anybody else that wants to participate, because we really want to meet more people like you. We want to grow our EXP family, and we want to share all the great things that we've been talking about with as many people as possible. And we're busy, and I want to fit it in. And so we need that accountability. And so Eric, you can describe kind of our vision for Friday, but one thing that you did say is, hey, I don't want them to think it's just another training. We do a lot of trainings and everything. It's like, oh, it's more training, more training, more training. This is going to be more geared around action, right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, there's going to be some, training here and there and ideas, but this is more about accountability. And for those that want to grow a revenue share business. So, and the reason it's separate is because, a lot of agents are here for, just selling houses and stock ownership and aren't, necessarily doing the revenue share. So we wanted to keep it separate. This is obviously completely.
Eric Jones from Utah.
I'm hearing background voice. Sorry.
Are you there?
Sorry. I think I am logged into EXP World and somebody's talking to me.
I
like
like
that
what
so-
you said.
I don't see anybody else.
I don't know. So yeah. Oh, I am. I was on the. Oh, that is so funny.
Oh my gosh, Eric, you know what this reminds me of?
That is so funny. I didn't realize that. My bad.
Reminds me of our Oh Steve video.
Oh, that is. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's skip over that. Let's talk about that. But that is funny. I'm like, who is talking to me? I'm like, oh, I'm in EXP World. Oh, that's funny. I was muted though, so they couldn't hear me. But anyway, Jeff. Yeah. So this is going to be really accountability, and it's something Jeff and I wanted to do together. And we say, hey, let's just invite anyone and everyone that wants to be a part of this. And we're going to talk about some scripting, how to, get additional connections and finding people that are interested in making change. And this is really spurred on by a few things that are happening in EXP right now and our world. And I've been talking to Jeff and everybody a lot about this. Is we have a gift with EXP. And we have an option to share it if we want to. But if you feel like EXP has been great for you and there's an opportunity, why not bless other people's lives with just sharing it and be detached from the outcome? Just say, hey, this could be great for you. I love it. I want to share it with you. Whatever you decide to do with it, that is fantastic. Either way, we're here to support every agent and every brokerage. But if this makes a big difference in your life, you're gonna thank me. And Stacy, I didn't tell you I was going to do this, but I got a text from Stacy 2 mornings ago, and she says, I still can't get over how lucky we are you found EXP and knocked some sense into me about getting my license. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. It's like we have an opportunity to affect and change some lives, and that's what we all want to do and help people. So Jeff and I, Lynn, the team, we all want to help you grow if that is your intention. So as far as like what's changing in the industry right now, brokerages are suffering right now, right? 2 years ago, everyone's selling tons of real estate. It didn't matter if their expenses were really high with their buildings and their infrastructure, but brokerages are suffering, and there's some agents that are suffering. They need something. And EXP just released something called the Boost program, where they are helping large brokerages with really like 40 to 50 agents or above make a transition to EXP by helping them financially do so if they're in a struggling position. So think about, and the way that works is, if you want to do the math, it's really simple. Whatever they would have, instead of paying the split at their current brokerage, they would have paid that split with EXP over the past 12 months. That's the amount that EXP is going to financially help them with to make the move over. That is incredible. And we've talked about it a little bit, but if you know what's happening with, EXP and other brokerages, EXP is incredibly profitable right now because of their model. Even though the industry has slowed down, they're profitable, where there's companies like Anywhere and Compass that are losing, $1,500 per transaction. So the reason I bring that up is we want to help these brokers and agents know that there's a different path. So we're going to be talking about that a lot on these accountability meetings, not trainings. So don't show up for training and not do anything. This is about, let's go help some people and affect some lives. And we're going to help you with that. Yes.
It doesn't have to be a big thing, right?
Right. It's not a big thing.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Just one person a week.
That's right. Yep.
It doesn't have to be anything big, but you've got to know as much as you can about what we do have to offer. And I think that's one thing we really need to do, Eric and Jeff, is do some back office teaching so people can actually see what they can build. Because there's times where, I see what's happening and I'm like, oh gosh, I can see where people can get frustrated, but it's time of compiling the gifts that EXP gives us in stock ownership, and also us purchasing it through our transactions. Just watching the stock go from around $10 to $20, what that did for our back end, and that is it. And it's doing that in the background while you're still just doing your normal. Like Rhonda's a really good one for this, because the stuff that she's already done, if you were to look past the 4 years the last 4 years, like what I've done, if she had been doing the same thing, she would have a nice nest egg that right now she doesn't have. That's the stuff that excites me.
Yeah. And what's that going to be in 5 or 10 years from now as we move forward? So Jeff, I know it says Freedom Fridays on here. We talked about a day change. And I know Ashley made that slide. What day are we doing this officially? I'm sorry.
Well, and that's why as soon as I saw that slide, I said, hey, we need to talk about this again. Because we were thinking about moving it to Thursdays, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still deciding, but I'm still considering signing up for Bill Pipe's 8-day training thing that starts on Thursday. And I don't have all that information for me as far as times and everything. So I do like the switch to Thursdays, because Fridays can get kind of hectic, maybe even making plans for the weekend, hopefully in the summer, getting away with family and whatnot. Thursday seems to be a little bit more low key, at least for you and I. That seems to be our free for all day to dump stuff on there.
Yeah.
We've got time on there. So I like that. What does everybody else think? We just need to decide on what time we're going to hold it. I like the 10 a.m. time slot, but I also want to leave it open for you guys to attend Bill Pipe's training if that's something you guys want to plug into. So maybe we'll just piggyback during these next 2 months and do this right after his training or something. Any thoughts on that?
I think that's awesome, because I would love to capitalize on the Bill Pipes training too, and Thursdays work really well for me. So if that works out, that'd be fantastic.
Super cool.
I like
That'll work for me too.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Kim. I like Thursdays too, just because we have holidays or 3-day weekends. People leave town on Friday. So I mean, Thursday is always a work day. So, unless it's Thanksgiving. So I think it's a good day.
And Bill Pipes is going to be live on those trainings, right? So it's like going to be a live Zoom where we can all get some great energy from him.
And there may be other things that come up too that we need to, adjust this meeting anyway in the future, an hour or two sooner, whatever we need to do. So, yeah, I vote for Thursday. This time's great. That's 9 a.m. Pacific. I think that's a really good time for people.
As
But-
soon as you find out what the Bill Pipes time is, I know you guys will send that out, but helps us plan.
Yeah, for sure. I'll check into that. I need to have another conversation with Lynn about that. We got a lot of stuff going on right now, but Bill's super generous. I have already been texting him, and the group presentation or the group type of ticket is meant for a team, like for instance, the Marchant Real Estate team. He did not intend it to be like your EXP organization. But I could look up his text and basically, as I was asking him about that, I says, particularly you guys, right, that are on this call. I know that you're engaged, you want to plug in. I said, I got some people up in Oregon and Washington that I really want to bless with this if we do this. And he's just like, explained how he normally doesn't do it, but then he said, for you, absolutely 100%.
Thank
So
you.
Very nice.
And
So-
Eric, just one more thing on that I like what you said, and it's still in my head about removing the expectations when you're talking to somebody about EXP. It's kind of like when we go on a listing appointment, I'm not like so dead set on I got to get the contract signed, and it allows me to be more relaxed and more genuine and authentic and really find out what their needs are. If you're talking to somebody about EXP and you just want them to sign up so bad because you know it can change their life, that kind of has a different air to it, right? And so if you truly want to just bless somebody and share something with them and detach yourself from the outcome, like Eric said, it's going to be a different conversation. It's going to be casual. It's going to be, I care about you. That's why I'm having this. And then put the ball in their court.
Love it. Hey, Jeff, I know it's past our time. Oh, you got a couple other things too already?
No, I'm going to just skip through these. I'll post these.
I was just going to say, I had a couple things I want to share real quick, but if anyone needs to jump off, don't feel bad because we're over time. But if I could share my screen, I just wanted to share something real quick as well. This is going to be really fast. So. That's not what I wanted to show, but that's what I was talking about earlier. Just the profitability of what EXP is doing right now and why we need to help some people out. But if you go to Workplace, you can actually learn about Boost and what they are doing to help brokerages. And also, I'm going to share this link here in the chat. What's that?
That was a funny face Don had.
Oh, yeah. So that was actually a video, and Gene Frederick is on that, and he's talking about the Boost program and how important it is for agents to take advantage of, and how they really need some help.
Can I just comment on
Yeah.
while you're listening to it, how amazing this company is that they care so much.
Yeah.
It's not fake, it's real. And I love that.
Yes. Yeah. It's a fantastic call. If you have time to watch that, I highly recommend it because he really gets into the details of Boost program and how it's really going to help a lot of brokers that are just like, they're like, do I close my doors? Do I let all my agents go and I just go back to a solo agent? I mean, there's some hard conversations that the broker owners are having with themselves and their partners right now. And they don't know what's available. They might know about EXP, but they don't know about the Boost program because it was just released. So really good opportunity to help some people out there. Last thing, guys, is this actually, Stacy told me about this. This is a free training this week. It's actually GoGo and Mayshore are on this as well. They've set it up for us to take advantage of. We have Tony Robbins and Dean. How do you say his last name, Jeff? I can never say it.
Graziosi.
So I set you up. Sorry about that. Yeah, but this is actually free to sign up, and it's probably going to be mostly on mindset. But it's from noon to 2 Mountain Time, Tuesday through this Saturday. So it's 2 hours every day for the next 5 days. There is an option for $47 to get the recording. I already paid for it. I'm going to have the recording of all the classes. So if you just want to attend one day or all 5 days for free, you can. So I just wanted to let everybody know that that's available. And there's going to be a lot of EXP agents that are on there, obviously, because you know, GoGo and Mayshore are helping promote it. So that's it, Jeff. I just wanted to share those things because it was time sensitive for this week.
Thanks for putting those links in the chat too. Yeah, you guys click on those and it'll open up a tab for you so you can go back to that later. While I got the chat open. Awesome. Love you guys. Thanks for jumping on and thanks for staying late. I hope this was helpful information, and
I want to
thanks for-
say thank you, Eric, for being such an amazing leader and coming in here with the information that you have. I can feel and tell your passion, and I know how hard you work endlessly. What are the numbers you see all the time? Because you need some personal time. Because you're always working so hard. But I just want to tell you that it's so amazing to have you be part of this group, and I can tell your passion and how you want to see everyone succeed, and I love it so much.
Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate that.
It runs in the family. Stacy is so passionate that it's like she's almost cultish. It's like we told her, oh my God, the evil cult is coming out.
Well, you
But
watch.
it's not evil. It's wonderful. And like, yeah, what a great family they are.
They are. And Stacy, what I love about you is that like you go after it. This is not what you've been doing your whole life. And you go after it. You see an opportunity and you go. You don't have to weigh all the options. You just go after it. And I know Jeff and I talk about it all the time, how much we admire that too.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I don't know squat about real estate, although I did go mutual yesterday.
She's doing good.
But I see EXP and what it holds, and like the bundle select and the boost program. I don't know. I just get that. And it's like a gift. I told Rhonda yesterday when we were hanging out, it's like, I have a secret. I'm going to share it. They don't know yet.
Well,
It's
and
just so
Rhonda
cool.
keeps going in and out, but Rhonda is a fantastic producer, a real estate producer up by Stacy. She actually sold Stacy. She was the agent on when Stacy bought, and she actually was at the Build conference with us. So we got to get to know her, and we love her and learned all about her. And anyway, she is just
You
kind
guys
of
are amazing.
They are.
I love that you're in and out of green screen too. It's like that's some sort of magical spirit going on.
Hey,
It's the cult.
well, we're giving compliments here. I wanted to point out that Patricia just joined our team and she's on this call. She did 2 open houses this weekend and she's already crushing it. She just started.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Welcome. Fantastic.
I was actually going to call out her photo because I love it so much. Like, how cool is that? It's so cute.
It's great.
That is
Perfect.
very professional. Cute.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm loving all of you guys' support. Really, it's been amazing. That's why I choose to work with XP Realty, because of all of you guys.
That's awesome.
Guess who's going to Brazil?
Yes, and we all going to Brazil too.
Fantastic. Okay, guys. Hope to see you on the training Wednesday.
Go crush it today. See you guys.
Baby. Bye.
Bye.